Welcome back to the most glorious Craftardia series in Fallout 4. Today we shall be building the Croup Manor Brothel. This is a settlement that used to be owned by some motherfuckers who are dead now, so who gives a shit. In the first part we will be restoring the house and building the base design, while the second part will be reserved for item placements and improvements based on your suggestions. Yes, you heard right. If you suggest something, I will see if I can implement it in the final design, and then I shall give you the save file so you can do whatever weird stuff you want to do with it. The first thing that I wanted to fix was the area above the workshop. I wanted to create a platform that would be in line with the roof. I placed the big cement floor as close to the roof as possible and then went up and attempted to align it in a way so I can add small floors next to it, to make a platform that's right next to the wall. This wasn't very difficult, and then I deleted the cement floor and replaced it with the normal one. As I expanded the platform, I got to this part where the roof is all fucked up. Of course, I couldn't clip a small floor into it, no matter what I tried, but then I remembered. Rugs, man! When in gaps, use rugs. That is our new slogan. After placing rugs to cover all the gaps, I wanted to continue extending the platform over the main entrance roof, because there is a hole in it, so having a walking platform above it would make things look better. I placed these two-step stairs and the little floors nicely fit all around the house. When the platform loop was complete, I needed to place stairs to connect with the initial platform, because it was a bit higher. This is where my first irritation surfaced. See, I wanted to place two pairs of stairs. It seemed like it would look decent, but snap. I tried, but snap. Nothing to worry about though. I went down and connected another small floor to that snapping point, and now I was able to put stairs very closely to the already existing ones, and everything was wonderful. But now the problem was this gap between the platform and the house. But remember our new slogan? When in gaps, use rugs. I had to place another block of small floors in order to properly lay down the rugs, but it was eventually completed. Fucking rugs, man. Once that was done, I went inside the house because I noticed a lot of gaps in the floors. When in gaps, use rugs. Rugs. A bit more rugs. We can put a rug here as well. Since the rugging was completed for now, I wanted to go up, to the flat roof of the house. A stair floor seemed fitting, and once I was up, I covered the entire surface with the small floors. I began placing fences, and when I got to this part, things just didn't fit anywhere. So you know what I decided to do? I created a rug wall. And rug stairs. Yep, rugs. As a place that will need to attract customers, I thought that adding a billboard would be a good idea. This was the worst idea I ever had, of course. Since most people would come from the seaside, I decided to position the billboard in this direction. I prepared the platform and placed the stupid fucking lightboxes that should die in hell. But it's fine. Lightboxes are cool. Once I placed all of them, I deleted the excess, so the lightboxes of the letters are the only ones left. I needed to add power so I could change the colors. I added a few generators in the back and started connecting. I had trouble because these fucking lights require so much power that I'm wondering who the hell designed them. Probably some electricity company CEO. Maybe Bethesda hired the programmer's son of an electricity company CEO. It wouldn't surprise me. I started changing the lightbox's colors, but I couldn't see shit because it was daylight, so I called upon the almighty gods of Petardia and they granted me the darkness I was seeking. Now everything was easily visible and I started changing the colors of the letters. I didn't tell you that this brothel is actually a secret society hidden behind a certain company. A carpentry company. Called Fuckery Carpentry. That was now completed and it was time to start creating a platform outside of the house. You should already be used to me wanting to create platforms everywhere because I like flat surfaces. Well, if we talk about non-living surfaces, if you know what I mean. As I was placing the platform, I encountered this little area which apparently didn't want me to put this floor in it. I assumed that it was because this ghoul corpse was in the way, so I decided to use the disable command to remove it, but then I realized that the disable just hides it. It doesn't really remove it. So I equipped Get Wrecked Mate and fired a few shots. I figured I would probably blow him into little pieces all over the place and the snapping would work. It didn't work, so I deleted all of it and repositioned things a bit, and now it nicely worked. I extended the platform all the way to the front of the house and around to the side. I think this was enough space, but if you disagree then let me know and I'll expand it even further. I was thinking of adding normal walls around, but then I realized that since this is a secret society, the best way to keep it a secret is to act like you got nothing to hide. So I chose to place these wall and roof things. After a bit of dickery with floor placement and connections, I managed to make it look decent. But this corner right here, this fucking place almost made me stab my sister. I didn't have enough space to place another small floor, but the area was large enough for a person to go through it, so I wasn't sure what to do. I somehow managed to place an additional small floor that clipped into the house, and then simply added a fence. After inspecting the situation and going up to the second floor, I wanted to replace these rugs with actual floors. I felt like I could do it. All I managed to do was mess up the stair floor, so I was forced to put the normal stairs instead. At this point I was annoyed that my mods stopped working, so after a bit of research I managed to enable them, and as you can see I started having much more power than it was necessary. The generator mod triples the output, so I didn't need this many of them all over the place. I deleted pretty much everything that wasn't on the house roof, added a few smaller generators, and I had enough power for everything. All of my mods were finally working again, and I was able to place the walls all around the roof so the generators can be hidden. This wall was a problem because I had the wire going through the area, so I placed a conduit on top of an already existing wall and connected the wires over it. I was extremely satisfied with the roof. It looked very nice and clean. The house, however, was a total shithole. There were more gaps in the floor that need rugs. I turned back towards the stairs that led up to the roof, and I wanted to place some sort of a proper door here. I deleted the rugs and attempted to place the door frame. It wasn't easy, even with mods I had to carefully place it. It actually started looking pretty good. I was able to start attaching small floors onto the door frame, so I didn't need the rugs anymore. I also attached the wall on the right side of the door. For some reason it snapped right into the house wall. I could hear the babies of Petardia cheering to this incredible accomplishment. I wanted to extend this platform a bit more, so I placed 2-step stairs and added more small floors. This is going to be the enjoy the view after rough sex balcony. Probably. I went back down to the workshop area and I wanted to fix this wall as well. My first attempt was using this shitty half wall that just didn't work in any way. The other thin wall worked really well, the same as it did up on the second floor, so I decided to permanently use this type of wall to fix everything in the house. I placed another 2 walls on the inside of the house to block off these 2 holes, but did you notice how this second hole actually has the door? We'll return here in a bit. These 2 walls nicely covered the area, and I went to the next room that had a big hole. Pretty much the entire house wall was destroyed. Placing a door here proved to be quite a dickery because I didn't pay attention to the outside platform and how I could use the snapping to my advantage. I went outside and snapped a wall onto the platform facing the wall of the house. Things started clearing up here. I just needed to put the door a bit to the right and the entire hole would get covered. Very simple, but if you're a stupid bastard, it's gonna take you a long time. I hope this helps you not be a stupid bastard. Another satisfactory part of the house was done, and as I turned around, I thought to myself, why wouldn't you try to place a door frame into the house door frame? Then maybe Kevin Spacey would grant you the power of placing an actual door into the door frame. It actually worked. I was able to place a door frame into the house door frame. The babies were ecstatic. I immediately did this for the next door frame as well. It fit so perfectly I wanted to stab my sister again, but this time from joy. I went around the house towards the workshop and I wanted to place the frame here as well, but it didn't seem to work. I left it alone for now and went inside the house. I wanted to place another frame here in the opening, but I quickly noticed that I walled off the actual house door frame, so I removed the wall and placed the frame there. A tiny amount of dickery infected my existence due to the alignment of the frame to the house wall. I wanted it to be very close, and as I got closer the frame started jerking around like a dick, but eventually it did fit nicely and I snapped the wall to it to cover the hole in the left. I went through the room on the opposite side and I figured why not place another door frame here. It fit so wonderfully I started believing that my settlement building is finally not shitty. I started putting doors into the door frames and they all snapped very nicely. This brought me a lot of satisfaction, but then this frame that made me believe in joy and happiness didn't wanna snap a door into itself. I spun and spun the door, but the fucking thing simply didn't wanna snap. I had to move the frame a bit out of the house wall, then the door snapped into it. This happened because the house door frame is lower than the frame that I put, so it didn't wanna work properly. I returned back to the workshop area and I pretty much instantly knew what to do. I removed the wall and placed the frame there. Once the frame was nicely placed, I snapped the wall onto it to cover one of the 2 house door frames. I covered the second by snapping a wall to the outer platform. I also added another wall on the outer side of the first door frame, and then it looked very nice. The ground floor was completely restored, but there was still the first floor that was fucked up. This entire wall in front of the platform needed to be covered up. At first I did my best to put a door frame here, but it just wasn't meant to be, so I put walls to cover the hole completely. Alignment was a shitbag, but I wasn't bothered by it much. I kinda liked aligning these thin walls, because in the end I got what I wanted, so it was worth the hassle. This particular ruined part was terribly irritating, bordering somewhere between dickery and fuckery. You could say assery, I suppose. I couldn't wall it off because I needed an entrance to the platform, but I couldn't place the frame properly either. I settled with placing a frame slightly away from the house door frame, so while it does look a bit stupid, it is better than not existing at all. So basically, even if you're the stupidest bastard that ever lived, it is better than not existing at all. There's a bit of comfort for you very stupid people out there. The final ruined area of the house was this wall on the first floor. I tried placing the door frame, but this fucking ghoul was in the way. I tried to move him, but his hand got stuck into the ground for some reason. So I took out Get Wrecked Mate and attempted to convince him to move so I could place the frame. Unfortunately, the only thing I succeeded at was convincing my graphics card that it is retarded for a few seconds. The ghoul was still there, but I realized that it didn't matter at all, because the frame didn't wanna get nicely placed either way. I put a wall on the side and added a red door to the frame. This is a special room. You decide what makes it special, let me know in the comments. I went back to the front platform and added a roof, but not over the entire platform, just the edges. I think it makes it look better. The workshops and stores will be under the roof, protected from the rain, and there is a lot of transparency, so nobody has a reason to suspect that there is a secret brothel inside the house. That is the main purpose of this outer area. It is going to be a normally functioning carpentry area, while the house will contain sexy baby dragons and Kevin Spacey's hookers. There you have it. The design of the fuckery carpentry has been completed, and I do believe that this is the best settlement I have built so far, at least when it comes to the design. We still need to add lights, workshops, beds, masturbation chairs and other stuff, and possibly add a gate around the entire settlement. Give me your suggestions and I'll see what I can do for the second part. Thanks for watching and make sure to always use protection. I have been Petard, your glorious lord, and may the blessings of Petardia eternally touch your butt.